Hi, hello everyone, how are you all? I'm Naveen. Today I'm recording this video to speak about the topic Chinese brands in India. The topic, when I first saw posted in the group, it felt really interesting. So I started researching online to understand Chinese companies in India, the impact that they have, and the extent to which they are deeply connected in India. And I found certain interesting things which I'll be sharing with you over here today in this video. So, what I first observed or noticed is that there are at least 105 registered Chinese companies in India, and this list includes very popular brands which we use in our day to day life, like Lenovo, OnePlus, Oppo, Vivo, and certain other different companies. And when we talk about percentages, what I noticed is that at least 30% products of daily use in India are somehow Chinese. They are manufactured by Chinese companies or they are manufactured in China. And I believe this goes really deep. We should do something to stop this intrusion and to develop these products in our own country. That is how the Atmanirbhar Bharat or Make in India project will be successful. Now, we all remember from the news in the past 1 to 2 years that after the border incidents that have happened, India has banned 100 plus Chinese apps, mobile apps in this country. And the reason, might not be available to all of us. It's something like this. We've noticed that the Chinese companies or Chinese apps act as a propaganda mission in foreign nations. That is exactly why, wherein the companies here, the apps that people use, were collecting data from Indian users and giving it to Chinese government or Chinese companies, which is against the rules. That is why we had to ban those apps. And not just these apps, there are certain other products which are there in this country, certain things which we really cannot skip, and there are no alternatives apart from Chinese products. Certain things, I think, if we try, we can stop using them, or maybe minimize their usage and have Indian alternatives by putting little efforts. So let's understand till where these companies are there in India. They are there in manufacturing of metro rail coaches. Many cities today in India are making metro rail available for their citizens, and these coaches are being manufactured or purchased from China. They are even into fertilizers, and they are into steel, vehicle related, or pharmaceuticals, and also many other areas. After the border incidents, there were several demands that India should ban Chinese products in India. Indians should stop using Chinese products. But when I did the research, I think previously, while I was watching all this thing in the news, I also had this demand internally and also had this wish that India should take serious action against China, the government there, the companies there, and should do something to minimize these inputs. Today, as I researched this topic, I did understand there are certain rules which are there from WTO and other international organizations which are legally binding, would not allow a nation to directly ban imports from a particular nation which is also registered with the same international organization. So that is when through this video I would request you all, and I would personally follow this. Let's us all try to reduce usage of Chinese brand. I do understand and acknowledge that it is not feasible to ban all the Chinese products that are there. China, has intruded very deep into this country. They produce a very small items, starting from needles or children toys to the biggest of the biggest products like servers, computers, mobile phones, televisions, and several other electronic products. We might not be able to ban all of them, but if we can all try, we can at least minimize usage of Chinese products, and this is really important. And as I was researching this topic, I found a couple of interesting things from Indian businesses. a famous businessman in India, Rahul Bajaj, who is the chairman of Bajaj Vehicles, he gave an open call or said a statement stating it is impossible to ban Chinese products in India because two wheelers that the company produces would get their raw products or the spare parts from Chinese companies, and they do not have proper alternatives in the market where we can import them from, or also we do not produce those many spare parts here in India. This is one thing which I have noticed. And also, I've come across a tweet wherein an editor of one of the biggest newspapers in China, he was mocking India, stating India is banning all our apps or companies, but if we want to ban anything Indian, we do not have many options. So this is kind of defaming us or some way demoralizing Indians. But one of our favorite business man for India, Sir Mahindra Ji, who is the chairman of Mahindra Group of Companies, he actually thanked this Chinese editor for pointing out this lag that is there, and he said that India will rise to the occasion and in future soon will give him options where if he wants to ban any Indian products, he can ban them. That actually means we will produce more and more products here locally, and we will actually export them to China or any other nations, so that if they would like to ban, they can actually ban. I felt really good looking at this tweet and the sportivity displayed by the businessman. This people is about Chinese products or Chinese companies in India. And one thing I noticed is this: China uses these companies for the propaganda to spread the illicit news or misinformation. I've noticed that they try to do the same in Canada, and Canada has arrested some big representative from one of their companies, and also they try to spread propaganda in Nepal and Bhutan as well, which they got caught, and the governments there have started taking action on these Chinese institutions. I think something similar like that was tried in India. That is where India has banned Chinese apps in this country. As citizens, I would like to say this: let's all try to minimize usage of Chinese products in our day-to-day life. That is one thing we can do as a citizen. The country itself might not be able to do that because of international trade rules and several other restrictions, but we as citizens can definitely do it. Similar thing, actually Japan does. Japan doesn't purchase many of American products because of the incidents from World War. But there is no direct ban. America is free to sell anything in Japan, but they use it very less. Many people just don't purchase American products. This is one thing which we can take an example and implement here in India. Also, one more thing I've observed after the incident since the past 1 to 2 years, many international organizations and famous companies like Apple or any other organizations, they usually manufacture their products in China because of cheap labor costs and several other facilities available. But they are now trying to move out their production units outside of China. They are moving them to countries like India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and any other alternate countries that are ready to host these manufacturing units. This is a good call. I really liked, and I wish more like that happens, and more companies move to India, so that India prospers and these companies get good labor and good business opportunities. This, my friends, is take on today's topic. See you again with some other video. Have a good day. Bye.